Greetings, good morning, people. I am really tired. I just woke up. I still need to get ready for work. Good old Esnik told me that people are actually talking about me in his video about Peppermint missing the point a little bit here with their distribution or what you would call it. Are they lying to you? And it's the confusion, or not confusion, but it's the marketing or the wording on their website about continuous delivering and stuff like that are confusing people. Most of us know what continuous development is, but a lot of average user, normal people that just want to use their systems from day-to-day work, they think rolling release, because continuous development is kind of a little bit of a DevOps development term. Most users are not developers. Again, they are not in contact with their fucking user base, okay? And not to talk about the people that used Peppermint before were not technical users. Well, some was, but it was meant for, the average crowd. So you're starting to use DevOps and terms that are really buzzwords in the development work right now to describe your distribution is tone deaf, is the word that I'm looking for. Here's the thing. I used to do manuals and instructions for a little while. I took some courses on it, and what I'm going to say right now sounds a little bit condescending, but you have to think about this. You have to make your documentation, your wording, so the stupidest person in the fucking room understands it. You don't have to flex your fucking EP and your knowledge to show that you are smart. Don't tell people you are smart. Show them by making great tools and whatnot. Don't use all of these buzzwords and stuff. Just call it's a static fucking release with rolling components. Elitism OS is doing that with their Ubuntu base and their rolling desktop environment Pantheon. Linux Mint is doing it with their static release of Ubuntu again, and their Cinnamon desktop and the tools that are continuously delivering based software. I'm tired here, so sorry for that. My brain being all over the place. The second you start to use something like this, you are associating, or people are associating that with a rolling release because they are not in the DevOps community. Here's another thing. Oh, we have addressed these problems in our fucking forums. How many people nowadays go into a forum to read about our operating system? They either go to the developer's website, they go to the developer's YouTube channel, they go to the developer's social media. I'm sorry to say this, people, but forums is a dying fucking place. It's only us nerdy, hardy, nerdboner geeks that goes into forums and read in there. If you, again, put it up here, addressing criticism about Peppermint OS. Like, I don't understand. I'm autistic, and I know how to do these social fucking things better than most people, apparently. And I'm getting wired up because they are basically saying, yeah, we have addressed it, and those people are outsiders and they don't like our product and stuff. Like, no, we do this because we care, okay? We are criticizing your fucking system because we care about you. We care about you doing a good job, and we care about your customers or your users getting what they expect. We are trying to help your users out and you out. Why not? Here you have Steve's very own review of Peppermint. I love that dude. Why not put, addressing the terms of continuous development up here so people understand what the fucking is? Don't hide it in a forum. It's so tone deaf, it's not even fucking funny. And while this is a really, really great explanation what not DevOps, but CI/CD is, the DevOps culture, the only people that know about DevOps culture are DevOps. A lot of fucking programmers, they know a little bit about DevOps culture, but they don't really know what it is if they're not working with DevOps, development operations. Again, they are thinking that, because I am entrenched in this development culture and working with DevOps and automation and stuff like that, everyone else know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm a mechanic. I could talk about cars and tell you technical shit that you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Just Venturis and stuff like that in old carburetors. You have no fucking idea what that means and how it affects your car's performance and stuff like that. The only thing you care about, how many horsepowers do I have, how much fuel does it take, and how well is it driving. What is the mileage and stuff like that. Nowadays, how long can it go on a battery? Again, they need to stop flexing their fucking brain and take it out from there. They're also talking about a little bit here about that the core don't matter. Like Debian don't matter because our tools is being rolled or continuous released, so the Debian base don't matter. Of course it fucking matters. The kernel matter, the Mesa libraries matter, the Xorg matter, the GCC matters, the base matter. Okay? If I'm downloading Debian 9, I may not be able to install it on my fucking system because the kernel is too old. So it matters. It really matters. Just an example here. And yes, they could just update Peppermint and people just automatically use Peppermint and don't really know that they are on Debian 12, 11, 12 and blah 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 stuff like that. I get that. I get what they're trying to do. But it do matter. Why do you think that Ubuntu is releasing a new release every 6 months and giving it a code name and putting a little bit of effort into it to tell people that we are re-releasing Ubuntu? They could just call it Ubuntu and then release it continuously. Or just stop doing a release announcement. Because there are improvements people may be interested in. You know, it could be like, hey, remember to update your Peppermint because now we are based on Debian 12 that give you these improvements. Or, hey, if you're having newer hardware, we really recommend you to go and download the latest ISO and don't use the ISO that you have laying in your desk that's based on Debian 10 or 11 because now Debian 12 is out, so it will support more hardware out of the box without you having to upgrade a lot of times. Or again, like I said, re-download the ISO instead of using your old saved up ISO, because a lot of people, they download Peppermint now and they keep it on a USB stick because they have either bandwidth issues or bandwidth captures and stuff like that. So they keep Peppermint on a USB stick until the next release of Peppermint comes out. You get what I'm saying here? And if you don't clearly tell them that we are now migrating over to another base, they're like, well, I already have Peppermint. So I have no reason to download the new ISO of Peppermint because it's the same according to the developers. And here they do care about PyGTK, TK-Inter, SQLite, Tinker Bootstrap, and PyJit and Calamaris. Okay. Those are things that get updated with the base. And here, what we do care about is the tools we built work in. Again, I think there's some language barriers here. The tools we built work in all those base OSs. We need things like this here. And again, I don't know if they are contributing to these things here, but this is not Peppermint tools. TK-Inter has been around fucking for ages. That is why having a version 11, 12, etc. don't make any sense in our pipeline. It may not make sense for you in your pipeline. It makes sense for me as a user. I need to know that if I'm downloading Peppermint today or in 6 months, what it's based on. So I can make an informed decision if that will work on my hardware just because of the kernel. You get what I'm saying here? I also, when a new version comes out in a year or two, when Peppermint base is being updated, I need to know that. So I need to know if I have to redo my USB stick. You know, my backup USB stick of Peppermint. It's really tone deaf. And Esnek here is trying to be the sweet old man that he is with his cane and sugar canes also, because it's apparently still Christmas in my head. This actually angers me to some extent. It's a little bit like, hey, this is how this comes out, okay? Hey, core users, let me tell you why these idiots have no fucking idea what they're talking about. And then they're going to flex their development muscles about continuous development and DevOps and stuff like that. Let me tell you a little bit thing here. I have talked to DevOps people for years now, before they were even called DevOps people. DevOps is kind of like a new thing, okay? DevOps is not that old. And the Wikipedia is not really... well, the idea may be old, but the term DevOps is still something kind of new. I need to talk more to my Mr. fucking dude, but I talk to a DevOps guy on the Windows side quite often, or used to. And he has talked about all of these terms, you know. I've read GitHub pages and shit like that, and SourceForge pages about these terms. It don't fucking matter. The only thing that matters for the consumer is when they are reading your website, that they understand what they are getting. Let's just Google continuously delivering. Continuous delivering is software engineering approach in which terms produce software in a short cycle, ensuring that the software can be reliably released at any time, and when releasing the software without doing so manually is aimed at building, testing, and releasing software with greater speed and accuracy. Okay? Build, deploy, test, release. Build, deploy, test, release. This is a really, really good example of what it is. If an average user look at this, they think rolling. Really, really good example. PCTLC. He made a video about Peppermint. He's not a stupid guy. I would say he's a good, knowledgeable Linux user, tech user. He's a smart dude. He has some brain cells running around in his head. He is confused about it. Okay, he's not a developer, but he's not a stupid fucking guy. Okay, he gets confused about it. That means that you have done something wrong. I'm sorry fucking to say it. I'm sorry to be so fucking blunt, but I do this because I care, okay? I am angry because I care. I am animated because I care. I don't so much care about the new development team, I don't know you guys, but I care about the legacy that the new development team is riding on. One thing I hate, and I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but one thing I hate is when people are taking other people's work and coattailing it, writing it, writing its success and stuff like that. The new Peppermint team, they should not have been called Peppermint. I'm sorry to say it, this is not Peppermint anymore. Peppermint was Mike Creeves. They need a new name. They need to stop putting his name in, or his, I think this is his online handle, in the fucking project, because they are trying to tug on the emotional strings of the the old user base. They're trying to sell this version of, in quote, Peppermint that is basically so far from what Peppermint used to be to the old Peppermint crowd. And that's why a lot of us, even though I didn't particularly like Peppermint, that know what Peppermint was and what Peppermint is today, are frustrated and a little bit fucking angry. It's like Ford, let's say a Ford engineer makes his own company, calling it Ford, but under the hood it's a GM mixed with some small Ford bits. But it gets the Ford's badge, and in memory of Ford, the original inventor of Ford and stuff like that, it's still not fucking Ford. This is not Peppermint. You just took a really, really recognizable brand name and used their website to continue something that's not Peppermint because you think it will get you ahead. It will not get you ahead if you are not understanding your fucking user base. You are using wording that is confusing for a lot of people. You are expecting, and this is so fucking, I'm sorry, this is so 90s. You're expecting people to go onto a fucking forum to understand what your fucking shit is about. Do Ubuntu do this? Do Pop OS do this? Do Red Hat do this? You are using practices that is from the 90s. And expecting the 2022 user base to do those fucking things. Get with the fucking times. Yes, criticize my video. Tell me I'm an unknowledgeable, stupid, fat fuck. I can handle that. But don't fucking piss on your customers, okay? Don't flex your EP and development knowledge in a forum or in a SourceForge post. This shit here, should have been front page. Yeah, in about... What is CI/CD? What is our development philosophies? I have to dig that out in a fucking forum post. Maybe in a blog, I don't know. I haven't checked that out. No, new forum location. Here's the thing. If a community that are using your product are having an issue or having trouble understanding what your product is, the first thing you fucking do is to make it clear to the stupidest person, so I understand it, okay? On the fucking website, as easy, available, and readable as possible. Have addressing the hate or the confusing about the Peppermint development method. Have that up here. In about explaining the Linux Mint development methods. I'm sorry, but it should be so self-explanatory. If I have a customer, when I was a mechanic, and I repaired something on their car, and they were like, why the fuck are you doing this? And in their brain, it made no sense. Because they couldn't look at the correlation between the problem they have and the parts that I'm fixing. Some people be like, oh yeah, that's okay, but most people be like, why the fuck are you changing that thing? It has nothing to do with this other thing that I have a problem with. I took them out and I explained to them, look, this thing relates to this thing, therefore I have to change this thing, okay? When I did that, they were like, oh, they fucking throw money at me, to repair the car. It's the same thing here. People, they are confused about the thing that you are making. So explain to them what you're doing and don't hide like fucking cowards. And again, I'm sorry for my leg, but I am a little bit tired of this fucking shit in the dev community. Don't hide in Reddit posts, forum posts, source posts. Like, trust me, nobody reads this fucking shit. They fucking don't. I do. Esnik do. Hardcore fans do. Your new potential customers don't. I am sure DCTLC has not read that. I am sure that a lot of those people still think that Peppermint is a rolling release, have not read this. And they should not. Because you, as a developer, as a producer of a product, should make it so understandable that like I said, even I, a fucking stupid craftsman, can understand what the fuck you're doing. And here's another thing. Tech people, they know what DevOps is nowadays, okay? I said it was kind of new, but it's not, yesterday's news. I get what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is they're trying to do what Elementary OS is doing, what Linux Mint is doing. They are more or less keeping their hands out of the base, Debian, and focusing on their own tools. So their own tools is basically, in quotes and roughly speaking, rolling, and the base is they're just following the current Debian base. Explain that! It's not that hard to say that Peppermint will be based on the current release of Debian. Our in-house built tools will be delivered to you in a rolling fashion or continuous fashion. Confusion taken away. Done in 2 or 3 lines. Now people know that Peppermint will follow the Debian development state, will be based on the current release of Debian, but you will get newer version, faster, of Peppermint's own tools. Confusion away. Get that? That's simple. Peppermint will be based on the current version of Debian. Our tools will be delivered to you in a continuous delivery fashion or in a rolling fashion. So the base stay the same until Debian gets updated. Our tools get updated faster. Look at how Elementary OS is explaining it. Look at how Mint is explaining it. Look at how fucking Pop OS is explaining, because they're doing the same with their Cosmic Desktop. Yes, there may be some language barriers. And I said this before. Ask us if you think we are misunderstanding. Don't fucking talk here. Go to our fucking videos and tell us in our videos. So people that are watching our videos can see what the fuck is going on. Look here. Let me show you here. Let's just shut this. Shut up, my friend. Here. I pinned this message here. Because DJ Ware did your fucking job. Okay? A guy that has nothing to do with your fucking project did the job for you. He explained what CI/CD is and that he is working with it. I pinned this because then when people are watching my video, even though I knew what he was talking about, people that watch my video can now see. They now get an explanation of what CI/CD is. He should not have been doing this. You as a in tune, caring developers should have done this instead of him. I was harsh, but I feel I was fair. Okay, I was harsh for comedic reasons, for emotional reasons, and for effect. But I think I was fair about what I was talking about. Just as I am now. This here, had that come from someone within the Peppermint team, would have meant fucking so much. Hey, you stupid fat Danish idiot. Why are you so angry? Let me explain. And let me explain your viewers what we are doing here. Because we don't want to do it on our website, but let me explain it to your viewers. And then do this little fucking paragraph here. With the Peppermint logo, the Peppermint name. So when people are watching my emotional rant about Peppermint, the first thing they did when they scroll down a little bit or when they click the video was to see this thing here. But instead, you are crawling into your cave of protection and safe space and explaining it to people that already fucking knows it. You know, the people reading these things here already have an idea about DevOps, CI, CD. I think even Esnick knows what the fuck it is. Honestly. I think he's just playing nice here. But I think he knows what it is. I have a great idea what it is. If you have any questions, let us know. No, get your fucking asses out in the real world and address it on the videos criticizing your shit. Updating your website. It's the 11th of March 2022. They've still not updated their fucking webpage. They are nowhere here where they talk about addressing the confusions about CI. So it will still keep being a confusion. It will still confuse people like PCTLC that has been using Linux for fucking years and has over 1 million views. Congratulations, by the way. You are still out of tune, out of touch, and it shows me. Or well, it don't show me. It can't give me an idea that they fucking don't know what the fuck they're doing. You don't have to explain DevOps. You don't have to explain CI/CD to people. You have to make it so they get what you're trying to do with your distribution. Just imagine every user of your distribution had to learn about DevOps and CI/CD. Not even fucking Arch users knows that. Not even Gentoo users need to know that. Flex your fucking development muscles to the user. They don't give a fucking shit and it confuses them. I'm starting to put Peppermint into the same package I put the Zoian developers into. Don't want to deal with them. Don't want to talk about them. Don't want to have anything to do with them. You will not hear me recommend it anymore. You will not hear me talk favorable about it anymore if you ask me. I will just walk away because there are plenty of other better, greater, more capable distributions out there. And until Peppermint understand that there are so many better, capable distributions out there right now, and they need to work their fucking ass off to deserve people's use of their distribution. They have to earn users. They have to deserve users. See you all later. Bye bye.